Hey guys, it's your boy Valence back with another video. Finally, I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I've been meaning to get back into YouTube for a while. It has been a little over a year, I think. The last locals I've gone to was in December after YCS 250, so it's been a minute. It's been a long time. I just been out of the game. I haven't really been playing. I haven't taken Grand Maju or Blue Eyes anywhere. I haven't gone to locals at all, but I have been playtesting at home, like building decks here at home to play with and against my brother. And today I'm just gonna be showcasing one of them. I'm trying to do the series where I'm gonna be more consistent with my uploads, and it's gonna be like getting back into the game with a certain deck. And that deck today is gonna be branded with a splash of Blue Eyes. Now I don't want to say branded Blue Eyes or Blue Eyes branded because I know a lot of people are very passionate about what counts as a Blue Eyes branded deck. I'm running like around 4 or 5 Blue Eyes cards. I think a little bit more, including some spell and traps. So that's why it's kind of like, yes, it is a little Blue Eyes engine, but the majority of the deck consists of branded cards. Because I think A, branded is cheap enough to build now, and B, branded is still extremely powerful. Especially no hits on the ban list, and hopefully no hits on this next ban list either, which I think is coming pretty soon. I know we're in a tier 1 format, tier 0 format with Fire King. Personally, I've never played against Fire King. After building this deck, I've been playtesting on Yugioh Pro, and I've only played against Labyrinth, Unchained, and like the other decks like mirror matches in terms of just pure branded. I played against Voiceless Voice. I've played against literally anything except Fire King. So I don't know how to play against them. I'll definitely look that up before going to my first locals. I plan on going to locals soon, probably next week or this week, if time allows, and then I'll report back to you guys, because what I want to do is, this is a template, like for me. So this deck that I'm showcasing right now is my template. If it works, I will be updating like the deck. If I need to make switches, again, I will be updating. So it just depends on what I feel like works for my locals or like my local environment. And if that translates to yours, then by all means, like go ahead and take the template that I'm about to showcase. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. All right, so in front of me I have the cards. I have a little token from the YCS, and then little Pokemon cards that I use as tokens, because the other deck that I built is Sword Soul. And instead of just choosing generic tokens, I really like the card art on these, and it's like Japanese, so little nerd moment. But yeah, let's get just straight into the profile. So for your Blue Eyes cards, like the Blue Eyes monster cards, we're gonna be running 1 vanilla Blue Eyes, literally all you need. 2 Jet. Jet alone, even without Blue Eyes, is extremely powerful because it still gives your cards protection. Now, if you want to use the effect where it recurs itself and the effect where you send during the battle phase, or the damage phase, you will need a Blue Eyes Engrave. Good thing that we have a lot of ways to get Blue Eyes in rotation. Even drawing it isn't as bad in this deck because you have a lot of discard fodder, and Blue Eyes is one of them. And then we have 1 White Stone of Ancients in case we do have the Blue Eyes in the grave already and we need to special summon a Blue Eyes monster. We could summon Blue Eyes Jet off this effect. Now that's it for the monster cards, for like the strictly Blue Eyes monster cards. Up next, we have Fallen of Albas. I'm running it at 2 right now. Like I said, it's a template. I know a lot of people are diehard running it at 3. While playtesting it on EDO Pro, did I miss the 3rd one? Sometimes, but sometimes it was just enough. So we'll see how it goes in my actual locals. But right now, I think 2 should be enough. For our starters, in terms of branded, I'm running 3 Aluber. So I'm on the fence of either running 3 Aluber or 3 Keeper of the Dragon Magic, like some other people do. But you know what? Getting branded fusion off this or any other branded spell trap is extremely powerful, especially now that I'm playing Quem and I'm playing Cartesia. So being able to go multiple routes based off just this card alone, it's a lot better than what I feel like Dragon Magic can offer. So yeah, 3 Aluber, pretty standard. 1 Albion Shrouded. Its effect to send and then draw, extremely broken. And if we do need that 3rd Fallen of Albas Engrave, this counts. So its name becomes Fallen of Albas Engrave. So It turns Cartesia on. It turns like all your other cards that require a Fallen Above as engrave on. So it's really good. And let's say you already used Branded Fusion, you just need Retribution to get it Branded Fusion back into your hand. Or if you have Fusion Duplication set, which I'm running one of, and you need Branded Fusion in the grave, then you could just send it off him. Extremely powerful. So I don't think I would ever cut this card in the future. Adlib for the branded and red combo with the Garden Chimera. We have Thespian Tragedy, it's a must, and we have Tri-Brigade Mercurier. I'm not running any hand traps aside from this. I don't know how good that's gonna be. I don't know how good that's gonna go. So we'll see. But Tri-Brigade Mercurier is still extremely powerful because you can use its effect to negate while it's on the field or in your hand, which is really great. And then you can just banish it and search for Quem. So just running one of. I know people run two of, but you really only need to run two of if you're running like a 60 card deck, and even then, one is pretty much all you need. I'm not running Gold Sarcophagus. Like I said, in the future, if I decide to run it, maybe it'll work better. But yeah, so we have Quem, the new one, and one Cartesia. So 1 and 1. Cartesia is really strong. You're able to fuse, make Grangruneal, and then extend from there. Quem, obviously, sometimes all you can do is summon Quem, have Fallen of Albaz in your grave. During their turn, summon Albaz, fuse into Mirror Jade as a form of interruption. Sometimes that's all you need. And it's really good because you do get that recurring effect. And Quem on its own, it's also a really good card. So for the Bestial cards, I'm only running 2. I'm running 1 Bestial Saronir, 1 Bestial Lubellion. Simple. Discard, add Saronir, get Saronir in grave, send Branded Retribution. There's one line where you use the Albion extra deck monster, tribute it, get it in the grave, but then you get to summon Bestial Lubellion and get Lost on the field. Branded Lost is a broken card. I really hope it doesn't get hit in the ban list because, I'll talk about it when I get there. So yeah, these are your only 2 Bestials that I'm running. I have been thinking about running Magnum Hut because I know that when it summons, or the effect of it is that you get to add a dragon card to your hand. Sometimes we're missing the Jet, sometimes we're missing the Blue Eyes because we could discard it, or sometimes we're getting any other card. Like, what I like about this deck is it's not, you have a lot of synergy because almost every of your boss monsters is a dragon card. So because I am running Gozen Match and it did come up while playtesting, hopefully it comes up in locals, but that's what I like. It's dragon cards upon dragon cards. And then finally, Dark Magician. I'm running Dragoon because I personally think Dragoon is still a really good card. And yeah, that's about it. And like I said, with the bricks that you're running in this deck, it doesn't really matter as much because you're discarding a lot. You're discarding for Dragoon, you're discarding for Lubellion, you're discarding for Branded Opening. It's a crazy amount of discards that you do. So the mandatory 3 Branded Fusion, really no explanation needed there. If you're not running 3 Branded Fusion, what are you doing? 3 Branded Opening, again, being able to search whatever you need, being able to search Quem, being able to search Aluber. And most of the time, like, I know some people fire this off during the draw phase to play around like certain hand traps. So I like how even with Quem now in the deck, I like how you're not set to just Aluber. Like, if you need to go a different route or you want to get creative with your combos, you can, and this deck rewards you for it. So yeah, we have those 3 to start us off. And then Branded in red, Guardian Chimera is an amazing card. Usually you have pop 2, draw, and if you use it with Adlib and Mirror Jade, you bring Mirror Jade back and you get an extra form of negate. That's why I'm not really running any hand traps, because you do have a lot of interruptions just on your end board, and your monsters are really strong. Branded and Lost, like I said, broken. You get to search if you activate it. That's the once per turn. But what isn't once per turn, as long as this is on the field, is if your first chain is, and I'm pretty sure this is common knowledge, but just in case you don't know, if your first chain is the effect of a fusion monster, like that you summon out to fusion, your opponent can't respond. So it's a bit tricky, and I don't know if I explained it right, but you kind of get the gist of it. As long as you have this face up on the field, you're set to like go uninterrupted for a round or two to set up your board. Fusion deployment, we have a good amount of targets in the deck. We have the Blue Eyes, the vanilla Blue Eyes card. We have Fallen of Albaz. We have Cartesia. We have like Dark Magician if you wanted to. We have all these cards that could be summoned off fusion deployment. I am only running one because I do have one thrust in this deck, and this is a thrust target for me. I'm trying my hardest to keep this deck down to 40. I don't like running anymore. I don't like running the deck at 43 or 45 or 50, 60 cards, just because I value consistency and I don't want to like draw into things that I don't need. Like I'm trying to make this deck full gas, like just straight up go. But again, we'll see if that works or if I do need to extend the lineup. I know a lot of people are running like a 60 card branded deck that includes a bunch of hand traps. If it works for you, it works for you. But we'll see. Fusion Ornament, shout out to Go, Helistatia Gaming. You have a skill drain, and then you make this. You have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. What are they going to do? Dragon Shrine, like I said, you have a bunch of dragons, so you send the vanilla Blue Eyes, and then you get to send any other card that you need in your deck. Maybe you need the Bestial Lubellion in your graveyard. Maybe you need Saronir. Maybe you need any other dragon card like Jet or the Stone. You send it off Dragon Shrine. One thrust and one talent. Yeah, I'm running one thrust and one talent. Usually it'd be 2 talents and 1 thrust, but like I said, I am trying to keep this deck down to 40. You have a bunch of thrust targets in your deck, and really, it's broken. You get to get whatever you want, or set whatever you want, and that does come up. Especially with this next card, it's going to be Fusion Duplication. If you don't have thrust, you could run more of these and more of the talent, so you could run another talent into duplication, and that's going to get you to where you want to be. So this is strong because remember, it's not just your graveyard, it's whatever graveyard. So if you're doing a mirror match, you get to copy their branded fusion too, or if they have Super Poly, which I don't run in this deck at the moment, you get to copy their Super Poly, which is great. We have 1 branded banishment. You target 1 Desbia monster, revive it, fuse, banish. It's a banishing Super Poly, which is why I run it. I know a lot of people don't like, they cut this card. I still think it's powerful. We have 1 branded retribution. The other effect comes up, but you really just run it to get your branded or any branded spell trap from your grave back to your hand. And then we have 2 Imperm. Again, I want to run the 3rd one, but I want to keep this deck. Favorite card of this deck, and it's a Blue Eyes deck, so you have to run this card. It's Skill Drain. Like I said in the beginning, all your monsters are up there in attack, not just your regular monsters, but your extra deck monsters. And this deck shuts down a lot of other decks that are trying to play against you. And you get to swim for game. And this with Fusion Ornament, it did come up one time while playtesting it against Unchained. It was pretty cool. You just summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 1 skill drain, 4,500 attack. Like I said, what are they going to do that they have available on the field? Then you swing for game. And finally, another Floodgate goes in match. It's at 1. Kind of sucks. But, no. You synergize because, like I said, dragon cards are a majority of the cards that you have available to you. And I don't know how good it is against other decks, honestly. Like I said, we'll see when I go to locals just to test this out. I might change this for like a 3rd Imperm or something else, but as of right now, the goes in match because you want to floodgate your opponent. So this is it for the monsters and the spell traps. The main deck, 40 cards, like I said. Yo, count how many times I said like I said in this video. Now we're going to the extra deck. So another token, Little Gengar. I'm playing Tyrant. Tyrant is broken. You get back Imperm, you recycle Skill Drain, you recycle Retribution, you recycle any other trap card that you're playing, goes in match. So even if they think they got the upper hand by banishing, or I mean not banishing, sorry, by destroying your Skill Drain or your Imperm, you still get to bring it back if you have Blue as Tyrant on the field. And because usually when if my hand consists of Imperm and Skill Drain, I'm turboing this out, setting those two cards, and then swinging. Dragon Master Knight and Blue Eyes White Dragon for the fusion ornament. Reveal Dragon Master Knight, and then you summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. There's no way to summon this card. Well, with what I'm playing. And then Dragoon. Like I said, I still think Dragoon is an extremely broken card. Can be targeted, can be destroyed. Then you have the negate and you have the pop, and they lose life points. So, standard brand stuff. We have 2 Albion. You know, for the grave effects, extremely good. Lubellion, that's how you get into Dragoon. And even then, on their skill drain, 3k defense, it's really good to have to extend and like for the grind game. This deck has a really good grind game. We have 1 Mare Jade. I should probably be running 2, but you can recur this if it's in your grave. And then if you use it with like the Guardian Chimera combo with the Branded and Rev and the Adlib, you also get to recur it, get it back on the field. And if you already use its banishing effect, well, guess what? You could do it again because it's a brand new card. We have Titaniclad. It's unaffected by monster effects that turn its summon, so it could be a really big beat stick, but you want the grave effect to summon out a Dogmatica card, which I believe Quem is the only real target. We have Luluwalith. Yes, it's a synchro, but in that grind game, what you can do is you could bring this out by tagging out Grand Yugioh. Use this effect to negate all your monsters gain 500 attack, and if you have skill drain or if you have thrust in your hand, you could bring skill drain out. Set it, and all your monsters gain 500 attack permanently. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have 1 Guardian Chimera. No need to explain this card. We have 1 Dragos Tupelia, just in case you want to go into it with your Brand Fusion, and you want an extra sort of negate. And also, if I do run Super Poly in the future, I don't have to cut another card in the extra deck just for the other Super Poly targets. We have Rimbrum. Rimbrum's really good because this is another interruption in the grave. Grand Yugioh, because you want the effect to dump whatever card and then tag this out for something else in your extra deck. And we have Albion. In the earlier, before I made this video, I was running Gimmick Puppet. I cut it for the video because I don't know if I'm gonna run it or I don't know if I'm gonna use it or not. Because I'm already playing Skill Drain and I don't want to be even more of a degenerate. But it's in here just in case I do bring it in, or just simply the fact of having it in the deck for the summoning. Like maybe I want to summon Albaz, and maybe I want to summon something else, or if they have something like, let's say again in the mirror match, and they summon and they use Gimmick Puppet, it's in their grave, just go ahead and use its effect. So that's it for the extra deck. I don't have a side deck. Just because I haven't gone to locals, and the side deck, in my opinion, is very reliant on what your local environment is. So I don't have one yet. I will update that side deck, like this deck profile with the side deck, when I do come back from locals. But as of right now, that's it for the video, and that's it for this deck profile. So again, I apologize for the delay. If you're coming from the subscriber list, a big shout out to you and your continuing support. I really appreciate you. If you're just finding this video, like this is your first time watching one of my videos, go check out my other profiles. I do play a lot of Grand Maju, and I played a lot of other decks. So I'm in the process. Well, I did make a Sortel deck. I made a Flu deck because my brother has Flounderies. So I decided to, you know what? If you're not going to let me play my turn, I'm not going to let you play yours. And then I made a Scareclaw deck. So stay tuned for those videos, for those deck profiles. But more importantly, stay tuned for the updates of this deck series. Just getting back into the game with Blue Eyes. So yeah, that being said, I appreciate y'all. Hope you have a blessed day.